How's everybody doing today? So, when I was talking about in a previous video about what you're putting into the subconscious mind is what's creating your reality. So, some of the things that you can do that it's causing self-sabotage is definitely the way you're speaking to other people. And you have to be mindful of your thoughts and what you're saying at any given time. And this requires a tremendous amount of effort if you're not used to it, but once you get used to it, you can start changing your patterns and how you speak. Because if someone asks you, it's like, hey, why haven't you bought a new car yet? And you want to answer them, oh, because I don't have money right now. That would be like the normal response to if someone said, oh, your car keeps breaking down, it's old, why don't you buy a new car? The quick response would be for that, you would be saying, I don't have money, I'm broke right now. So what you're doing is you're putting that in the subconscious mind, telling the subconscious mind you don't have money and you're broke. So that's what you're feeding your subconscious mind, even though you're talking to a different person. So you got to be mindful of that. And maybe you didn't realize it, but when you're talking to others, that speech is still being put into that storage bin of the subconscious mind. And you must realize that, what you're saying to others is bringing in your reality as well. So it's hard not to talk like that, but you have to be mindful of what you say. Like most people think you're crazy if you say, well, since I'm on a spiritual journey and I'm waiting for my abundance, that's when I'm going to buy a new car. When that fruition comes into play, my serendipity starts working in my favor. If you said that to everybody, people would look at you kind of nuts. Like, what? Who are you? What kind of? Are you a hippie or something? Like, why are you talking like that? Most people would respond like that to you, like that. Now, some people may be like, "Oh, that's cool that you're you're a positive thinker and stuff like that," and and they may understand on some level because they heard it somewhere, and they'll ask you questions like, "Oh, that law of attraction stuff is bullshit." Like they'll hear and recognize that it came from that law of attraction, what they saw on the movie The Secret, and be like, oh, that stuff doesn't work. Well, the reason why they don't, it's silly. Law of attraction works if you use it with all the other metaphysical practices. But if you're just doing positive thoughts and vision boards and that's it, then you're not going to make much changes. But they don't understand that because they weren't told the other information. So they just assume that it doesn't work. People only believe what they hear and what everyone else is doing. So I watch The Secret. So I don't believe in I don't believe in metaphysics because the movie The Secret, it doesn't work. Well, it's like, yeah, dude, you need to read more about spirituality than just watching the movie The Secret, because of course they're not going to give you all the information. They don't want everybody to wake up all at the same time. They even put the movie The Secret on Oprah, of all TV shows. If they put it on Oprah, that definitely means that they're not afraid of you trying to use the law of attraction, because they know that you're not getting enough information to be able to use the law of attraction properly. Now, if Oprah showed The Secret and then the following day start talking about Florence Scovel, and the following day after that start talking about Norman Vincent Peale, and the day after that Carl Jung, so on and so forth, then they put a halt to it. Like, oh wait, you're giving out too much information. You're trying to wake too many people up. So, and that's why you got to be mindful of your thoughts. So, if you can't control what you say very well, try not to say anything at all. Just respond with like yes or no, or just like be quiet. Because self-sabotage is something you can do when you're talking to others very easily. And it happens because it's like normal conversation, right? The stuff you say to other people is the old world system speech, and that's what's keeping you limited in advancement and in abundance and spirituality. So just be mindful of your thoughts, be mindful of what you're saying, And you'll know when you can and can't talk, because someone asks you a question and you don't know how to respond to it without sounding, negative or pessimistic, so to speak, and that type of thing. You'll have to change the way you say stuff, and sometimes you just end up having to not say anything at all, or change your speech patterns. I'm kind of beating a dead horse here by reiterating that, but I just wanted you to clarification that when you're doing this stuff, it's not just your thoughts in your head, it's what you're speaking. Because some people talk without thinking, and that's a common American society trait. So you say, Brandon, I didn't think about it, but I said it. Well, technically your brain thought of it, otherwise you wouldn't have been able to say it. It's just kind of like on autopilot. That's why you can talk like that. So changing your dialogue and your speech will require effort at first, but then it'll get easier and easier over time. And then you can start filling the subconscious mind with just creative thoughts that are going to bring prosperity into your life, no matter what, no matter how. You're talking and it's just bringing in more prosperity, speaking correctly, right? So that's all kind of wanted to talk about today. As always, I greatly appreciate you guys watching my videos, and have a nice day.